So I've recently come across this video by a popular gacha game reviewer named Psyche on the game Trickcal Chibi Go, and unfortunately it's absolutely horrendous. I mean, there are so many falsehoods that I just had to make this video to correct the random bullshit that this guy was spouting during his review. And this isn't just some little Timmy making some random gacha game review. I mean, this is this guy's full-time job is making game reviews, and he can't even properly research the game that he's reviewing.
As a game that actually shut down and relaunched after making improvements, Trickcal has been an idle gacha game that has been making waves. A good chunk of its fame comes from this one iconic character that some people outside the community might recognize even if they haven't played the game yet. I mainly want to cover Trickcal to highlight the importance of how marketing and character design can literally save a game from dying, and whether the game itself is any good after I played it for a week or so. Trickcal Chibi Go is developed by a Korean developer company called Epid Games, and actually relaunched late last year due to the first iteration containing many gameplay and software issues. The original launched years ago in 2021, and it looks quite different than what it is now. While the gameplay certainly wasn't that innovative, the unique art style it has earned itself a fanbase that would check out the game. Unfortunately, due to said issues, the game was pulled offline and they reworked it until last year, now having been released under the new name Trickcal Chibi Go.
Okay, so just based off of the introduction and him trying to go over the history of this game, it's pretty obvious that this guy has put very little, if not any, effort into actually researching what happened. Just not a good start. So Trickcal originally released in 2021, and it was horrendously received. It only lasted a couple of hours before being reverted into a beta version, and then that only lasted a week before being fully shut down. It was only re-released a few years later, back in 2023, under Trickcal Revive, and this is all on Korea, so global, Japan, like that, it was only Korean servers where this all was happening. Now, Trickcal Chibi Go, on the other hand, is the global, Japanese, Taiwanese version of Trickcal Revive. That was released basically a couple months before the Speaking Meme blew up. So this whole idea that, Trickcal was somehow saved by the Speaking Meme, I mean, I do not doubt that Speaky absolutely helped, this game gain popularity, but to say that it's what saved this game, I mean, it's just completely obtuse. I mean, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. So basically, this guy's entire thesis of this video, which is that Speaky saved this game from imminent EOS, is just completely delusional. It makes for a good video story, I guess, but if you actually want to be truthful, then it's just, complete garbage.
Trickcal.
For some reason, not all the banners have the same rates in pity. In the second tab, the spark is at 200, and the rate up chance is 0.8%. Just be wary of what you're pulling for.
So the actual reason why the rates in pity are different is because the 300 pity character is a Eldain, which is basically a ultra rare or like an extra powerful 3-star compared to the rest of the 3 stars. There are only 9 Eldains versus 43 normal 3 stars, so most banners will have a 0.8% pull rate and 200 pity for the rate up character. It's not just that he doesn't know this, but it's the fact that he inaccurately guesses that this difference is due to, quote, older characters being valued less, when Nur is the most recent unit that was released when he was recording this. I mean, seriously, like, the character that is cheaper is the character that just came out, and Chloe, which is the character that's more expensive to pity and is rarer on the banner, came out on launch almost a year ago. I'm just astonished that something that's that important for a gacha game, which is pull rates, he doesn't even know why the rates are what they are.
칭찬. 좋아요.
You also get a universal card currency used to exchange for the identity of limited characters in a separate shop. But I can see that you'll be here for a while. They're obviously not gonna make getting those upgrades for the on-banner character easy after all.
So I'm not exactly sure what he means when he says this, but every character as soon as they're released gets their certificates added and they are never removed from the shop. I also don't know why he calls them identity cards when you see they were called certificates in the shop and everywhere else in the game.
It goes without saying, every 3-star character will also have a signature card that you can get if you want to min-max.
So each character doesn't have their own signature card. There are 20 signature cards in the game and 52 3-stars. I mean, the stuff is literally in the card menu. It takes you like 30 seconds to count them. I don't know how you got that information incorrect.
While the story and the premise aren't exactly that interesting, it doesn't force you to go through long-winded story segments, so you can go straight to auto-battling and raising those stats.
Now, the enjoyment of any game's story is subjective, but this is the last person who I'd trust to say if a story is good or bad. Just based off of the rest of this review, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this guy hasn't even finished a single chapter of the story. Hell, I'd go as far to say that he hasn't even finished a side story or an event story.
You can support for as little as $2 a month on Patreon.